The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome everybody to our webinar this afternoon. My name is Megan and I'm over here at Transfer Express. We're going to go ahead and present this great webinar. It is sponsored from Great Garment Graphics, presented by Transfer Express. And today we're going to talk about fundraising ideas using custom transfers. If you are a new customer, please make sure that you fill out the survey at the end so that we can send you some samples and get you some information so that you can get a little bit more into transfers and what you can do with some of this great fundraising stuff we're going to talk about today. Let's go ahead and get started here. Today's agenda, we're going to talk about doing on-site fundraisers. We're also going to talk a little bit about creating and using an order form for those fundraisers. And this is going to make it very easy for you to be able to get the funds needed for the different situations. We're also going to talk about using easy view layouts to create your art. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later and show you just how easy that is. We're going to give you a few tips on pricing and the way to get the best pricing for you. And we're also going to talk about if you have many different shirt sizes, which we all know has come up in issues in the past. I know I hear about it all the time. We're going to talk about how to maybe do one size print to handle all of your needs. So then that way you don't have to worry about doing multiples. I would like to go ahead and present our first poll. We're going to go ahead and get this taken care of now. So if we could go ahead and get that started. Our first poll is asking if you have done a fundraiser for a customer before. Okay.
Hi, Megan. We have our results. We have
Okay.
25% that says yes, they have done fundraisers for a customer, and 75% that says no.
Perfect. Well, it looks like what we're talking about today is really going to help out with some people who haven't handled this before. And for those of you that have, just maybe we can give you some good tips for getting some more funds raised and maybe some things that you may not have heard about in the past. So let's go ahead and get started here talking about this. There are some advantages to using screen printed transfers. A screen printed transfer is a plastisol ink printed on a release paper. So it's the same ink that you would be using for if you were directly screening. We're just putting it on that release paper. And when printed, the ink has been partially cured, and the curing process is completed when you use your heat press for application. So you will get the same application, you'll get the same durability. It actually, to me personally, it's a little bit softer than direct screening, and I do kind of like that ability to have that softer feel, but it's the same, and so it's just a little bit different of a process. The advantages for using transfers for fundraisers is that you can gang sheet them, meaning you can fit more than one image on a sheet, and that saves you money. Because instead of getting 25 sheets, you can maybe get 10 and get the same amount and just cut them apart. A tip you see on there right underneath the gang sheet information is ganging a full-size image and then a heart size, which is like a left chest, on the same sheets and using the small prints for an add-on to sales. And that gives you, there's almost no extra cost. As you can see the picture of the little girl off to the right there, she has the full-size logo on her shirt, and then her doll has the little logo on her shirt. And I've seen a lot of that with the, people with bears, like Build-A-Bear and all of that kind of stuff like that. That's really popular. Little kids like to have, they have the same shirt as me. They think that's the cutest thing. You can also use price breaks to optimize print costs. So, for example, with Transfer Express doing 35 instead of 30, that's an example of some way to save some money as well. With transfers, you can print on demand, so you don't have to tie up your shirt inventory until sold. And that's a really big plus. It's nice to be able to do, somebody comes in and they say, I want 2 of these. Oh, well, you can give it to them right there. You don't have to worry about waiting or for garments or for prints or anything like that. So it's also a very good thing to have. Our second poll today, which I'd like to also do right now, is what decorating method do you use most often when you're decorating? So if we could go ahead and open that and get your ideas on that.
Okay, Megan, we do have our results from that poll question. We have 29% that does screen printing, 32% that uses heat transfer, 13% they use cuttable material, 21% for embroidery, and 5% for other.
Well, it looks like we have a pretty good variation of different kinds of printing there. It does look like a lot of people are screening right now, but there is a lot of other methods that are in here that are being used. It looks like the people who are screen printing, maybe we can show you a little bit about transfers and some of the other people that may be doing other printable methods, some other options for maybe some other fundraising ideas that you might have. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about gang sheets. As I referred to earlier, gang sheets is kind of a term that we use in the industry or here at Transfer Express especially. And again, gang sheets are multiple items printed on one sheet to save money and then cut apart for use. Our paper size is 11 1/4 by 14, so you can fill the sheet with whatever will fit. We recommend 0.5 in between images for mechanical cutting, so that's 0.5 inch of an inch. So that's just because, if you're trying to use a paper cutter or something like that, that's going to be plenty of room for that to get in there. We do have people that request them to be closer, and we can do that as well, but that's just general. If you use our gang sheet calculator on our website, you can figure out what will fit. And the gang sheet calculator, let's see if I can get here and show you real quick. Sorry. Go to our website. Maybe not. I think it wants to be difficult with me today. Give me just 1 second. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me bring this up here. So if you're on our website, and you'll see all of this different information over here, like idea book, dealer guide. You'll see, oops, sorry. Okay, I'm up here now. Sorry, I'm just having an issue here right now. You'll go down to Tools and go to Gang Calculator. And then Gang Calculator here will show you. Off to the side, you'll see different fractions and inches, which is really helpful if you're, not 100% clear on one or the other. But you can also go here and put in your height and your width, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and put in like a 4 by 4, and then hit calculate number up, And that'll tell you how many screen printed transfers are going to fit on the sheets. So photo prints are for a different product, but for this specific, for doing the screen printed transfers, 6 would fit on the 11 1/4 by 14 sheets. And you could do that with anything, and it's really helpful if you have an odd, like 1.25 by 8 or something strange like that. It's good to have that so that you know. So it's kind of nice. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about doing an on-site fundraiser. They are great if you have a captive audience, such as school open house, a sports sign-up night, or a kickoff event. Those are also really, people are going to want to buy things that represent that are going to want to donate money or to get money to that specific organization. You can display your apparel to encourage the impulse buy. So as you can see in that picture with that lady up in the corner, she has all of those pictures, all of those shirts up there with the different transfers of what you can choose. And that's great because someone can just look at that and go, oh, I want that one. Or if someone has a family and they have like 4 kids, Mom, I want that one. They can just pick that right there. And the visual is always what helps as well. And not to mention if you print it on a shirt and they can feel it as well. Another thing is you'll want to keep it simple. For example, using a one-color shirt in a few styles on t-shirts and hoodies and sweatpants, that's really going to help. You don't want it to be too overwhelming or too crazy. And have a limited choice of prints. Too many choices will slow down the sales, because I know that when I have 5 million things to choose from, I can't choose. I'm sitting there going, I think I want this, but I might want that. It's easier to just have a couple ideas. It's quicker, and the sales will roll in quicker. So you want to also make sure you have your choices well labeled. So A, B, or C, 1, 2, or 3. So someone can come up to you and say, I want 1, and you know what they want, and it's simple. They don't have to describe it. Organization is definitely key. Making the sizes easier to find, gang sheets being cut already and ready for application. It's really good to have that ready, and it's really important because you don't want to lose a sale because of that, or you don't want someone to get uninterested or anything like that. Not to mention it just makes you look more organized. Sell, collect, and press. It just takes 4 seconds to press the transfers. So it's really quick. So you can sell it, you can press it, and you can send them on their way. And you can make it very quick. Not to mention if you have a big group all of a sudden that comes up, you can get them moving and get it taken care of easily and quickly. You want to make sure you have an order form in case you run out of a size or design, especially early in the event, so that you can make sure that you can provide everybody with what they need. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about fundraisers and using an order form. The good thing about that is if you have no inventory, you're selling everything you print. So, that's a good thing. You can offer a better selection of different types of apparel, including higher cost items such as jackets or performance wear, something that you may not have set out because you're trying to keep it simple. You can say, oh, well, yeah, I can do that on a jacket for you. You want to do a small order that you know you will be able to sell for a display and for sizes. So, you want to keep it small, keep it simple. It's important to include a deadline for ordering. Make the printed deadline a few days before your actual deadline, because everyone waits until the last minute. This is very true. Everyone, hems and haws. I know I'm good at this, saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll order it later. And then you end up at the last minute, rushing, and then if someone's rushing to come to you, then you're rushing. So it just makes things easier. Be sure to include who the check should be written to and where the order form should be sent. You just want to make sure you have all that information. It's going to make it easier, and it's going to keep any confusion or anything like that from happening. Keep in mind that you see off to the side there, that is an example of one of our sample flyer. You can go in once you become a dealer and sign in and use our sample flyers. It's really cool because you can take our easy view images, which I'm going to talk a little bit about more about those, and you can put them inside of your sales flyers, and you can make them specific to the school or organization that you're doing, so that you're able to show them specifics. People like to have a visual, so it's really nice to have that option. And you could do them in color, which is cool as well. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about creating art for your fundraiser. Most potential customers don't really know what they want. They come to you with a general idea of what they're looking for, but they don't really know what they want. You can use our Easy View to create the art, and it's really, really easy to do, as you can see there. Choose it, change it, wear it. So we have a brand new 2011 fundraiser section, which is really great. If you have our catalog, it's also available on our website. But you can choose them, and I'll show you on the website here. I'm going to hit my home page. And keep in mind, I'm still logged in. You'll need to be logged in to do this. And I'll go to my idea book layouts. Okay, and you'll see all of these different, there are so many different options in here to choose from. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to fundraisers. Actually, I'm going to just stick with the whole thing here. And you can see there's 2 pages full of different ones that you can customize on here. And that's really great because you want to have a good options for them to choose from. And you can really use any of our layouts, but these are just closer to the fundraising idea. Once you're in here, you can go in and customize it. So say we're going to do a cancer walk. You can change I'm walking for. If you want to change that text, once you click on it here, you'll see it highlighted. But you could say I'm walking for Tim, for example. And you can change the font over here to any type of font that you'd like. You're also able to choose single color or multicolor, and that allows you to be able to show them in multiple colors if that's what they like. As we said, try to keep it simple with fundraisers. It's just going to make it easier on everyone. I'm going to choose bubblegum pink for my primary color, and then my apparel color purple, just as an example. And then once you're finished, you can hit the Easy View. And it's going to generate a preview of what it's going to look like. Keep in mind that these previews that we show you are approximate. They are adjusted slightly by the artist to make them look their best. But let me get this one up here. Uh-oh. Let me try it one more time, and then I might have to try another layout. I think my computer isn't so happy at the moment. Okay, I'm just going to go back and choose a different layout because this one wants to be difficult. Okay, well, 9/11 just passed the 10 years, so we'll go ahead and use the Never Forget September 11. I'm going to go ahead and, for example, change this to 2011, just because it was the anniversary of it. And I'm going to do, how about I'll do white, for example, and on a Kelly shirt. This is just so you can see the preview. Hopefully this one works out. Well, it looks like I may not be able to see a preview at the moment, but normally when the computer you can see a preview right there of what you're going to order. And then if you wish to order from there, you'll go down to step 2, and you can actually go in and fill out ink quantity, ink formula, image size, everything like that from there. So it's pretty easy to do that, and then you just get them and press them right there, and you know, it's very simple and quick. You also have the option of choosing gang sheets on here. We give you the option of that. So if you wanted to make this a left chest and do that on a gang sheet, you can absolutely do that as well, cut them apart. There we go. We also have in-stock products too. Keep in mind that, you know, there's a lot of fundraisers. I mean, I go to them all the time personally, but I get calls for them all the time for cancer walks, fundraising for cancer, spaghetti dinners for cancer, you know, raising funds. We have those ribbons. So those we have in stock, and you can order them as a clip art in any color. So if you want them in a different color, or somebody wants something fun, you could do that as well. Also, you could order flags, both U.S. and Canada. So you could put them on your sleeves, you could put them on a left chest. So those are available as well, and they're backed in white. So that's a good thing. So you can put them on any color, and you don't have to worry. What I mean by backed means that there's a white base behind them. So they're going to get great opacity on any color shirt. I'm going to talk a little bit here about organization logos. We have a huge collection of organization clip arts available for you to use. Because of licensing issues, they cannot be published, and they do need a letter of permission from the organization. But they are available as an Easy Prints clip art. And what we mean by Easy Prints is doing something as if it were something out of our catalog. So any of those that are available that you see here, you can use those. They just require a letter of permission from the organization stating that you're using them for that organization and that you're printing it for them. So pretty easy. I'm going to talk a little bit now about how to handle various shirt sizes. I do get a lot of calls for this. People call and they say, you know, I have an adult XXL. I have a youth medium. I have a youth small. What do I do? Well, you want to make sure that you measure the maximum print area on the smallest size shirts, measuring from the neck to the bottom seam and from arm to arm. So you want to make sure that you're getting that size so that you make sure that the print that you're ordering, because we're trying to stick to one size print, is going to work for all of them. So you want to order the prints at the maximum size that you can. So, you know, the biggest size that you could possibly get on that shirt, the smallest shirt you want to order. You'll apply them to all shirt sizes. The print will be a little big on the smallest and a little small on the largest, and they will look perfect on the majority. So as you can see in that picture, that's an adult XXL shirt and a youth small. Now it does look pretty big and bold on that youth small, and it does look just slightly, you know, a little smaller on the adult XXL, but they still look good. And more than likely, when you hand them to your customer, they're not going to notice that slight difference because it's still a big, bold image area. Another thing I want to talk to you a little bit about is selling more with color changes. A color change is when midway through the run of transfers, we stop and change the color of the prints. This is good because it gives you the option to sell multiple shirts to the same customer. So because they might order, for example, royal shirts and a red shirt and a black shirt. So then you're able to provide them with different colors because you don't want to put red on red, for example. Pricing is based on the quantity of all colors printed. So if you were to order 75 sheets and you wanted to do 25 in white, 25 in gold, and 25 in black, you would get the 75 sheet price. The order can be divided into as many different colors as needed, so you can do it as many times as you want. There's a $15 fee per color change, but this is much less expensive than doing separate orders. And the reason why is because you're getting the 75 sheet break, and then we're just adding that $15 fee. Otherwise, you're going to pay for 25 sheets, 25 sheets, 25 sheets will end up being a lot more expensive. So that's also a good option. And you can see the picture of the shirts there. You see the kid on the left that has the red and the whites, and the wildcat on his shirts is white, but he has the blue showing through to the shirts. And they color changed to the girls' shirts, which is blue and white, and the show-through of the Wildcat is to the red shirt. So it still gives it that 3-color effect with the 2 colors and doing that color change. So it's a really cool option. Pricing. You want to make sure that you set the selling cost based on the minimum you know you can sell. You don't want to go over too far. Double your cost. The t-shirt is $2. You know you will sell 100 prints. The cost would be $1.30. So set your selling price at $2. As you can see there, $2 plus $1.30. So that's $3.30 times 2. So that'd be $6.60. So you'd want to set it at $7. And then you want to donate $1 from each item sold to the organization. So that's a really good way to make sure that you're pricing things fairly and that you're also, making a profit from what is being sold. And that's a good picture down there of the different shirts on the different sizes. And, you can see them on smaller shirts and bigger shirts. And it's actually, I believe, a local high school around here. It looks like it. So that's a pretty cool thing to see pictures of our logos on actual t-shirts printed in different sizes. Also, as you can see here, you can increase your profits by offering more than just t-shirts. You can also include doing bumper stickers. As you can see there, the Lakeland bumper sticker, doing some window decals and window clings, and that's the picture off to the right. Window decals, that's going to be the white one, and window decals are a more permanent type of material to put on your window, and a window cling is something you can peel off and reuse. Mouse pads, for example, I think mouse pads are a really great idea. I do them a lot for holidays and stuff like that, but they're really good for fundraising as well. You can put the school name, the organization, a picture on it. You can do so many things. Tote bags, especially with schools and stuff, everybody needs a tote bag to carry stuff around in. Putting them on shorts and also sweatpants. Even a little cancer ribbon on a sweatpant, just takes a little bit of area, but it's a real nice little extra to add. Well, it actually looks like we are at the end of our webinar here. If you have more questions, you can email us at theinfo@transferexpress.com. Also, you're welcome to read our blog. You can also watch our videos in previous webinars. There's a lot of information on there, a lot of different topics that we discuss. Or come visit us at a trade show. Maybe I'll see your face there. Come say hi to me. Our phone number and fax number is on there as well as our email and information, so feel free. Thank you all for attending and coming and listening to me speak to you today. If you have any questions, like I said, give us a call. Our next webinar is Heat Transfer Film Tour, Understanding the Options Stalls has to offer. So that should be really interesting. Lots of different options there for you. And that's September 20th. And the next Great Garment Graphics webinar is Back to the Basics, Numbering 101. So that's really nice for numbering and figuring out the best way for that. That's October 13th. So again, thank you all for joining us, and I look forward to talking to you soon.